And it so happened that New York was the biggest concentration of Indians. People coming as students or doctors or engineers, they first come by Air India to JFK and settle down somewhere here. And it so happened that we used to have an India Club there, called India Club of Columbia University, and I became the president of that group in 1974. And we used to screen the films, you know, the Bollywood films. So when we had the films of Shami Kapoor or Evening in Paris or a movie Amitabh Bachchan, suddenly we see that we can make a lot of money because a lot of Indo-Caribbeans come and see the movie. So that was my initial interaction or knowing about Indo-Caribbean community. And by mid-70s, when I got involved in the Indian community, the Federation of Indian Associations, starting that group, and then we wanted to bring the community together. The first generation Indians and the fifth and sixth generation Indians, there was a divide between the groups. So we used to invite some of them for the Republic Day celebrations or India Independence celebration. They used to come, have some music, or mostly music. But that was not enough. And come in the 80s, when I was president of the National Federation of Indian American Association, mainly the first generation Indians trying to become an advocacy group, trying to look after the wider interest of Indian community in America, looking at the immigration and other issues. There were issues in Queens when there were people were beaten up or some civil rights violations when the temple was getting started. So people became a little more active. But this big group of people, the first generation Indians and the fifth and sixth generation Indo-Caribbeans and others settled in this new area. And come by the mid-80s and later part of 80s, as Sudhir mentioned about Fiji, when the elected government was thrown out and there was human rights violation in Ghana, in Trinidad, apartheid was still going on in South Africa, we thought we need to do something. And that is when we sent out groups of people to Ghana, Trinidad, Suriname, South Africa, Far East, and other places to see, because at that time, remember, there was no internet. Telephone calls were enormously expensive. So we sent people, and then sort of we got a feedback, okay, we could have a big meeting. Government of India also decided that, okay, they will support for our effort to mobilize the community. And about 13 years back, exactly April of 1989, we had a meeting in Trinidad, a pre-convention meeting, where we mentioned that the first convention of overseas Indians. And that brought a lot of reaction locally. The local black population said, oh, these are overseas Indians, they should go back. Then we thought, what do we do? We have to help our community. That is how we came out with the name People of Indian Origin. So I mentioned about PIO. And that is exactly the PIO thing we bought, and it encompasses everybody. First generation, fourth generation, fifth generation. Our kids growing up here, they still identify with the PIO identity. I come from Kerala, the Punjabis, Gujaratis, everyone become a unified PIO. And I think that's what we have accomplished. Government of India accepted PIO. Government of India took the idea of our convention to the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. And it has become such a thing that we have come closer. That's why we are very happy to be here this evening to join in this celebration. It's a celebration for all of us. And I tell you, it has been, when Ashok has become the president now, on Wednesday, on WCBS, there was a news segment about a big star, Ashton Kutcher, made it in front of our Indian identity. He was there as our spokesman. So we should be happy that we have reached that level, that whenever an issue comes, we take care of it. and we as a group together can do things, miracles for our benefit of our community, benefit for the countries we come from and India, and I wish you a great celebration. Thank you.